part, not edited.
Mm.
We want other people to know exactly what happens in this platform, exactly what happens in these trainings. And because a lot of people are either confused or they're a little scared about these trainings because they think this is, again, something very normal type of training. So I want to ask you in a way that I want to take you back first. First, I want
Mm.
to ask you, how did you find our platform?
Well, I found you guys on YouTube. I was looking for a motivation video, and I type. I just type how does information technology change my life,
I see.
and that's how I found you.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
And what made you, like, like, I know in the beginning you may have some kind of worriness. Like, what made you take this training? Like, you went for a live training. Of course, you could have gone with anybody. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what made you take that step actually?
Well, first of all, I had some research on your. I read about your website just to be sure what I wanted to get into.
Hmm.
Because in the past, of course, I took some IT classes that didn't end up anywhere,
I
but
see.
I was more interested because you offer hands-on training. This is something that you don't get from anybody. That is why I decided to go with you. I was
Awesome.
like, okay, I'm gonna, take a chance and go ahead and enroll because I
Right.
went through everything that you wrote. Because I wasn't even interested in getting a certification from your website. I just wanted to start working, doing
Like,
stuff,
just like learn the skills basically.
Right,
So
correct.
so tell us about that other training that you're talking about, because I feel like if you're taking this training because there was a kind of like you were a little disappointed with something. That's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting.
Of
Um,
course,
yeah,
yeah.
what was that? Like, what was the training that you took and you just like, okay, that's
Well, I mean, it was just I'll say a read on. So basically, you're reading about the, you know, I'll just be more specific. Security Plus, for example.
okay.
You read about it, they give you scenarios on the board, and there is nothing really to practice on, like real lab like I had here.
Okay.
So that's discouraging because especially when it's new,
Uh-huh.
you don't have any experience in IT at all, like me.
Mhm.
That's part of it. So at one point, you just keep on going to those classes because you know you paid a lot of money.
Oh yeah, you want to finish that.
Yeah, I just want to finish it, and
No,
you don't get anywhere. You don't even know, like you cannot even articulate, which
no.
I can do some articulation right now after
Yeah.
finishing the first phase because I learned a lot of things. But
So yeah,
yeah.
that's a very good point right there. What, like, tell us, take us back on day one. What were your skill level at that time? And now compare us with the day five little bit. Like, tell everybody, take us back to day one and just tell us about day five. I want to do a little comparison here to tell people that how this is just phase one we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a lot more to cover, right? But
Right.
still, just take us, what happened in this 5 days? Is this anything you think that you have invested in the right place? Like,
Oh
how are you
yes.
feeling basically? So we want to know that.
Oh gosh, yeah, definitely. It's not being biased, but it's just the fact that I learned a lot of things. Day one, you asked me that question. I have no idea. Even after going to those previous training and classes, I didn't know anything at all. Right now, yeah, I know a lot of things. Not everything, but a lot of things that is basic. That I mean, it's just I don't even know how to put it, but it's just a game changer. I'll put it that way.
Awesome.
Cause yeah.
Yeah, and the reason with that was like because of different type of access that you had, practice lab, and the main
Right.
thing was that we were giving you this VMware access where you were
Mm.
actually seeing us creating a domain controller. Now, remember in the beginning when I asked you day one, what is domain, what is Active Directory, you were having a hard time.
Right.
What is Active Directory and even ticketing system. So
Right.
some of the things are so core for learning skills that a lot of members don't know. They think that you know we are also going to be just like A plus type of
Mm-mm.
training, that we're just going to go through things and not touch up one of the
Mm-hmm.
main things. So first thing, that either a new person don't even know that there is real world skills requirement. So they go with the A plus and then they feel like they learned a lot, but they get disappointed when they go to jobs because everybody's asking for
Mm-hmm.
ticketing, Office 365, some of the basic stuff that we do, even deployment stuff that they don't show this company. We use it. We all use it, right? And that's where I felt like day by day you were getting better. And also I want to mention this in your review that you also responded to us pretty nicely. And that's why we said that in our live training that we look for dedicated people who want to take this training. We don't want to just take on anybody, because let's talk about the energy over here. I know you spend a lot of energy, but what do you think about the energy of the trainers over here that invested with you?
I mean, I don't even know. Like, the energy is great. You guys, I don't know how you do it, but for sitting for 3 hours or more than 3 hours, that's pure dedication. And, the positive energy that I get from you guys, that's another way also that keeps me like coming every day. I'm like, hey, I'm going to meet them at 7. We're going to go over this, we're going to go over that. It's just great. Overall, it's just great. And I appreciate that. I really do. I know it's only phase 1, but I'm just saying what I feel.
Yeah, so that's another thing that I want to tell a lot of the members that, look, the things that we are doing has a lot to do with passion. And, and we equate we basically say that this is our passion that we're doing it. If we were going to do this for money, I can guarantee you we live in the US, and I'll be very straightforward, and I will not edit this part, that I'm not scared to say that people can definitely charge more for this if they want to make money. And that still will be fair amount of money for them, because they can definitely charge a lot more than what we're charging. And on top of that, with this charge that we're doing in live training, we're giving such a huge access. Practice lab for 1 year, your 30 days of this server that you're seeing in front of you that you're doing lab. And then of course, after that, we give you testout.com for phase 2. So it's a complete package that a lot of people will not find something like this. And of course, if they do, that's great. They are in a great platform. That's what I will say to them. Right. They really don't need our kind of training. Then, of course, if they find something cool like this, what will be hard
to find?
Yeah. Do you see any, how do you feel like? Do you feel like you're gonna land a job?
Definitely, I do. Actually, I wanted to say it because I feel like the fact, just the learning part that I've been through for this 5 days, I see myself like I have like a picture in my head that I can have an interview, no fear. And again, I'm not expecting to like, oh, I took the first interview, I got the job. No, I have like that confidence. And like I told Ali earlier,
your confidence went up, right?
Right.
Like from day 1, from day 5, I can guarantee that because the way you were talking to us, because you were explaining things better than. You were like, okay, that's maybe I didn't do this part or that part, or it's a part of Active Directory, not, is it joined, not joined? Exactly. You see, so it was a lot of, and you did your own lab before you started the other sessions, so you did a lot of things on your own. So you showed a lot of dedication on that. And so the confidence is the one that you said that it went up, right?
Yeah.
And
I feel like I'm learning real stuff. It's there. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
that's what we tell people that. So another comment that came in that day that I got a little bit not upset, but I got a little annoyed with it, because the reason is that we get these type of comments a lot of time. It's like, tell me, how do I become an IT technician without you promoting your website? Now, how do I answer that?
Okay.
They say, don't promote your website, but tell us a solution.
How does it, in what word that works? I don't get it. I don't understand. It doesn't even make sense.
So that's from like when we tell people you came to us because you said that other training didn't work because there was a lot of theory, a lot of this and that and that. And we said, that's an issue, right? That's a problem right there. So we came with a solution that, okay, let's combine all these hands-on experience, hands-on equipments and everything that you get from us. And we are going to make sure that you are confident enough, you feel like you're ready for the job. That's it. If you are ready for the job, you know what you're doing, what is your goal in this career, that's our target. We have accomplished that, right? That is the answer to the people question when they ask, how do I become an IT professional? Here you go. You got a product. We spent 5 years on it to build it. So of course we are gonna say we have a solution. We're not gonna take you back to how you started or how other people are telling you to start. Now, another issue that we want to talk about here is that a lot of people on YouTube say Go take A plus. That's your first certification. What is your take on that as a new person who are going into that?
Well, I watch a lot of videos and a lot of YouTubers. I'm not saying they're bad. They're great.
They're
They've
great.
been in
Yep.
the IT industry for a long time.
Mhm.
But I don't see how you can be helpful to somebody by not explaining. Like, let me go back a little bit.
Okay.
Again, after doing my little research on your website, I started watching some of your videos about ticketing because I was so curious about it. I wanted to know. And I think it's an old video. I watched it, and I watched one of the most recent video that you had talking about how people, they get a new job, they get stressed out. I'm like, wait a minute. So this guy is talking about stuff that I've never had, like, listened to some other, YouTubers that I watch.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them, they always ask you, oh, study for this. What the best way to start, get like, A plus, or Amazon is gold now. You can just get that.
Just
But
go to Amazon.
yeah, they don't hold you by your hand. Oh, they don't. I don't know.
And to be honest, in their defense, I'm just gonna do a little defense here. Not everybody. If they say take A plus, then people will say, how do I take A plus? Where do I take A plus? Which are the grade? Then so they can go a little bit further than that. But the problem is that if they want to help the community, they should also say that A plus is not enough. A plus is good.
Yeah.
A plus is not enough. We're not saying we didn't tell you to not go for certification. We tell you to first try. Since you invested so much time with us, we have proven it to people that people have gotten job from our platform, from our skills, and then they didn't need it A plus. So they will go further, a little bit higher than that, because they already have the skills. But we never tell people that don't take that certification. That's a bad certification. We don't say that, because the training that we're providing you, 10% and almost 40% from test out, if you combine that, is A plus right there, right? But the training that we provide you is all real world skills, so the combination becomes pretty good. But the problem is this, that in their defense, not everybody's going to open a platform. Not everybody's going to invest in the servers to give it to you. Not everybody's going to hire trainers to pay them. So they are doing a good job. But the problem is that a lot of people are saying only A plus leads people to a kind of like a stressful situation. So they need to finish that. Because I can tell people that this is a road and there's a hole in this area. So if you go this way straight, you're going to go down. If I tell people that, they're going to be more attentive, right? They're not going to go on that road. They maybe take another road, right? Right now, they're saying that, yes, let's say after the hole, there's a success right there. But they're not talking about that hole. What is that hole? What I'm talking about? They tell you take A plus. You go to A plus. You come back. Oh my God, I got my A plus certification, so I'm ready for the job. As soon as you go to the job, you have no clue about ticketing. No clue about Active Directory.
Exactly.
If you took security certification, I thought you would have advanced skills. You would have known all of this stuff. You probably would have told me that, Danish, your stuff is a little basic over here, right? But that wasn't the case. And I knew it. So that is why we created this whole platform. So this is an answer to the people that, look, I understand. In my reviews, I like to do this with a live member, and she can say, maybe she can deny with me, but I understand people have, they are hesitant to pay money. I know that they have invested money somewhere else, so they will be a little scared. But people also need to understand to actually go to the site, to go actually check their features before you buy anything. So rather than just seeing one video on YouTube or making your decision, you are basically cutting down on such a great resources that I think is going to help a lot of people. So rather than cutting or closing the door right away, you should at least check that what's in there,
Correct. Yeah. It's all about research. It's not a lot of people that do research. They're just so used to, like, everybody today, like, they have a website, they all have a link. But somebody can have a link, like an IT guru, they can have a link, but the link leads you to another link. It doesn't really get you anywhere. Yours, like, you have free videos out there, which I'm like, oh, this is cool. I can just watch this and kind of have an idea about what they do. So you don't get, seriously, you don't get that a lot. You do not. So.
Exactly. And another thing that we did in your training, you remember, it's not just me training you, right? You had Ali, who's a certified Cisco, and you have an AWS certified, and he told you that why you go for AWS when you know basics, right? So this is something that you're not going to see in an A plus certification. There's going to be only one or two people. keep sliding because they want you to succeed in that certification,
Yeah.
and the goal is a little different.
Yeah, that's what I like about this whole platform, because you have three different experts. You got you, one on networking, one Amazon. It's just like, I feel like all the questions that I ask you, if you can't answer it, I have Ali's gonna answer to that. Oh, Hattie knows better about this Microsoft or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just so great. So you don't lack for, you don't lack
And
on,
it doesn't
on
get
any.
boring with one person like me, you know? What would you say lastly to the members who are watching your video?
I would say, guys, give it a try. And of course, do your research. Go to the website, which is usually you put it on below your link, and do your research. You can start watching a couple of videos and then just see how you feel. We all have access to YouTube. We watch different, gurus, IT gurus and all that, but do your research. For me, if you ask me to recommend, I would highly recommend it, because like I said, zero. After going to those classes, like Security Plus, nothing sinked into my head. I tried Amazon, which, it was working a little bit, but I have to be honest to myself. When Ali asked me the first day, Danish asked me the first day, I was just like, I do not know anything. I just need to learn. And it works. And trust me, those guys they don't call themselves experts because they are so humble, but they know their stuff. And yeah, and the energy is great. That's another thing.
We are basically not an experts. We never say we're experts.
I know. But
the reason for that is that we probably are a little different than a normal trainers or YouTubers, because their focus is probably their channel, which is great.
Right.
Their focus, but our focus is more research based on how you take stress. We look into that because our platform is about members. So we're not just talking about technical stuff. We're talking about your life quality. Yeah. You want to grow, you want to do this and that. So that's why we teach a little different. One last thing I wanted to ask you is that I want to tell members that, since you're right with me, you remember I told you again and again, and I want to emphasize on this, that this is just phase one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And also we tell our members that we base this whole training on reality. And I told you that so many times. They don't expect anything next day, right?
No, you have to.
I want to put this in review because I want people to know this, that I am not going to tell people that you're going to land a job in 5 days, because I don't market that. And I don't want people to come to our platform to think that way. Thinking that way. I want them to think for 2 to 3 months of actually getting into the system, doing everything. So the dedication, I always tell you, Gigi, that you need to do this. You need to do it yourself. Then you will be successful. We went through all this training. I know you did some hands-on, we did some hands-on, but at the same time, a lot of stuff we did it, and you were watching us, and you were kind of like getting into it, but you have to redo everything again to be able to get that everything sink in.
Exactly.
And that's what I want to put in this review as well, that my training and Ali and Hadi's training is not designed for people who just think that they're going to spend 5 days and expect that the payment is enough for 5 days. No, the payment is for 3 months of hard work. And still we do not even tell people that you're going to land a job. It's all about, you're going to try, and many tries, and then you're going to land a job.
Yep.
And one thing a lot of people say, oh, I land a job without your training. So the thing about this is, yes, they can definitely land a job. But what about the stress after that, not knowing Active Directory? What about the stress of not knowing Office 365? And of course, our platform is built for that as well, because we believe in membership rather than just that kind of question. So see, I feel like that's where your confidence is. That's where you're like, if I land a job, at least my training will help me here.
Right. And I can always go back and then, watch my training, and with all the resources that you guys offer, I can always go back and look into stuff and then learn. Yeah. No, there's no way you can't just in 5 days and get a job or be done with everything. I don't know, unless it's your immediate.
Like I said, if you go apply to somewhere after our training and you got that job right away because they say, oh, you're taking this training, then you may get it. But still, you're going to be like, oh, I need to finish my other training because I need to learn this stuff. But we have people, like I told in the beginning, that people can land a job by going to some human being and they say, oh, just you love IT, I'll teach you IT, right? So if they're in that position, that's luck right there. We're not talking about luck over here. And then even if people have luck, I have actually gotten a call from someone. They say that I know the person. The person is the IT director, and he's going to give me the job. But I want to come and take your training because I don't want to look bad in front of them.
See, that's the whole thing. Exactly. That's the thing, because, oh my God, this is what I thought when I was before enrolling or before even calling you or texting you. I watched it. I'm like, oh my God, this is so great, because this guy is talking about something that a lot of people don't talk about, and he's teaching it too. Because I thought about, like, okay, if I get a certification today, going to work, I'm not going to be confident, and I'll be so stressed out. And I'm trying to run away for a stressful environment, and come in here, I'm like, okay, if this guy's going to teach me these things, and so then when I go to my work, even though I know I'm going to learn, but I'm not going to be like somebody that has zero in their head and expecting everybody to teach him. This is the guy that I need to join.
And even I can probably confidently say that even after phase 1, you can still get into the job and not be scared.
Yeah.
Because now at least you know you have phase 2, but at the same time you know what's going on.
Right. Things not going to be foreign to you, because they're going to, like, Active Directory, stuff like that, deployment, you know already, stuff like that. It's not going to be foreign. They're not going to ask you and you're thinking like, what is this, that Greek or Chinese? You're
exactly
doing this stuff, you know.
That's the video that I feel like this is such a great video because it covers the whole platform. It's over 5 years of hard work explaining this stuff to so many people, and it's hard. It's really hard and I will say it in my live review, I got burned out at some places. I actually, even in one place in 2016 something, I gave up in a way that I kind of got so upset from people that they were just not collaborative. They were very, their comments were very different. So then I was like, if I start thinking about how other people think, then I will never live my life that way. So I changed the method of training. I changed my way of video things. So everything has to be in formatted way, meaning if I'm teaching something on YouTube, it has to do something with my platform because somebody has to come and take benefit from those videos. So nothing bad about somebody who want to put videos on YouTube and something. We do that all the time, but ours was always like, hey, you do this on the side. You do this and do this on the side. So people can take something out of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Hey, thank you so much for this review. This is very great for us because we will definitely use this with people like asking us so many questions. Now we can say, hey, there you go. After this,
you gotta give it a try. This is I'm excited.
After this, it's up to them if they want to try it. But we are not a kind of a platform who does direct marketing, by the way. So if they want it, they're gonna come and get it. But we're gonna be there. We're gonna be supporting people like you. Till you land a job. Once you land a job, remember I told you I'm not going to be near you.
I'll come back regardless.
We're like, okay, we're done with this. But again, like I said, we're trainers, right? And I tell people that we are only one. But the way we train you is you're going to learn in phase 2 and even phase 3, because we're going to be sending videos and everything. We're like, what communities you need to be joining.
Yeah.
So by the time phase 3, you're going to be like already in some kind of community, which you will be like, okay, Danish is one here. There are 6 million just like Danish somewhere else. So that's where we're going to teach you in the phase 3 part, where we talk about your resume, where you talk about, you're landing a job, what happens next, all that stuff, is going to be next. And hopefully, if you land a job, you're going to come back. Because then we want to tell people that what happened here and how Gigi is feeling. Of course, you will be successful in our mission, but our next mission is what? Did this training help you? And we feel like, it's definitely gonna, because we have proven that before too. But you're a different person. Did it help you? You're gonna tell us that. You're gonna tell us everything that you've been through, because that's where you are gonna be helping our community, not just me. This whole community that relies on this. This training, and say, okay, what's next? What's after that 3rd month? So I hope and I pray that you be successful in your thing. Just make sure you're dedicated. You finish what we asked you to finish. Once you do that, I see no other chance that you're not going to get the job.
Yeah, no, I will. And I want to add one thing that I appreciate, like every day or every other day, you always send me something encouraging, feedbacks from your old members. That is great. You don't know. That's another thing that adds up. That's why I'm like, man, I have to get this. This is great. And I like it already, like I said, but I'm just like so excited. And I appreciate that. It's, you don't know what he does. Like sometimes you send it in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, this is okay. I can't give up. I have to keep on going. So I appreciate
No,
that.
we just,
Yeah.
like I said, we believe that this platform will grow and it's going to be a membership platform rather than just a business where they want to just sell things. We don't want to be that. We want people to be a part of this platform so we can make it more of like, just like you have seen boards and people are part of the boards and they make decisions, just like nonprofits. It's not a nonprofit yet, but we want to do this. We want to build a community based on that, so then a lot of trainers can get involved. So you see, if it's done like me, Ali, we have like, let's say 60 trainers doing this kind of stuff, then we will change this whole thing. But
Oh yes. Oh yes, I believe that.
you can dream high. Thank you so much, Gigi, for all the time. And right now, after this training, I would like you to take rest. We will be taking rest too, because we can't take rest. We have tomorrow training coming tomorrow. But the next week, you're going to be doing your own labs. The 2 weeks, you're going to be doing that. That's how we deal with it, because we don't want to, of course, we have energy. We have this whole saving energy thing.
Right.
You do not stress about it. You don't need to finish everything in 2 weeks. If you can't, you can take 3 weeks, you can take 4 weeks, but you don't want to take too much time, so then it doesn't become
Right.
getting things.
Got you. Yeah.
And of course, this access that we give you is 30 days
30
access.
days.
So
Yeah.
yes, you gotta use this access, and the rest you have so much access. Like I said, don't rush in things. You have too much access with us, too much. You know, it's like crazy. So
Yeah.
we got you. Any other last comments before we go?
Well, I would just say people have to give it a try. Do your research, guy. Watch videos. Like, you have free content. I don't know what else to say, because it's there. Because if I wanted to, Danish, honestly, I could have just watched all your videos, create a playlist, go by that.
And we have
That
free
is already
courses.
great.
We
Just
have
like
free
that.
courses. And we have free courses, right? For people
Exactly.
who complain
Right.
about, I want to learn these. The things that we teach, we're just saying live training is more like somebody sitting with you, telling you things, and also new content, brand new, going to the site, downloading PDQ Deploy, let's say brand new version in that training. That's why you're paying for that, right? And you're not just paying, you want that attention, you want that someone to be really guiding you.
Right.
Free stuff, we have done that in 2017, and Gigi can be very honest about how much energy does it take.
I know.
I mean,
that's mind blowing. That's why I said it's mind blowing, because you have people like you teaching me that didn't know nothing. Like, you going from like literally that energy that you guys give. Like, you sometimes you stay extra hours, like, because I was like, oh, 3 hours, and I'll look at the clock and like, oh, it's already
11 o'clock, almost 11 o'clock. We went or
we keep on going. Just, you guys are making sure, like, okay, let's just make sure that you understand this, that, you know, that this is the process. And that dedication and that passion, I don't know, you won't have it everywhere. I haven't tested everybody, but I'm just going to say, based on the experience that I had before, and a lot of money that I've spent to the previous experience that I don't want to look into because I didn't even learn anything anyway, it's totally different. It's like day and night, honestly. And don't get me wrong, Danish, they're good teachers. They're not bad.
they are professionals. They are
But